Hello, friends! 1993 was the year when Israel and Palestine were very close to drafting a peaceful solution. But what happened after it that the situation worsened to the extent that today there is a war between them? If we want to understand today's crisis properly, we need to know the history first. This is why, in today's video, let's get to know the detailed history between the two countries. How did the country Israel came to be? And how did the conflict between Israel and Palestine begin? Our story begins thousands of years ago. You must have heard about how terribly Hitler had treated the Jews. But do you know, the atrocities against Jews began thousands of years ago. It is said that Jesus Christ was born into a Jewish family. And some Christians believe that some Jews wanted to crucify Jesus Christ. This is a belief from an ideology that remained among the Christians for several years, decades, and even centuries. And when the Crusades happened around 1,000 years ago, Christians killed the Jews in large numbers. At that time, there were many rumors being circulated against the Jews. That they drink the blood of Christian children, or that they use the blood for religious rituals. Because of these rumors, there was rampant hatred against the Jews. The hate that the Jews had to bear hardly any religion had to bear that in the last 1,000 years. After the 1800s, this hatred towards the Jews was not only because of religious reasons, but also because the Jews were being seen as a different ethnicity as well. Because of all these reasons, till the late 1800s, Jews living around the world began feeling that no country accepts them as their own. If they wanted to live peacefully, they would need to create their own country. To create a Jewish country, there was an Austro-Hungarian journalist named Theodor Herzl. He started a new political movement in his 1896 pamphlet, Zionism. He said that the Jews should get their separate country. At the time, this wasn't a new idea. Since the 1870s, there were several organizations calling themselves Lovers of Zion. They were already propagating this idea. Because of these reasons, in 1881, the first large-scale migration of Jews was seen in the Palestine area. The Jews built many permanent settlements in the area and started living there. Why did they choose the Palestine area? Because this was a very holy area for them. Jerusalem is the holiest place for the Jews. Do remember that at that time there was no Israel, Gaza, or the West Bank. The whole area was Palestine. That fell under the Ottoman Empire. Under the Ottoman Empire, the Christians, Muslims, and Jews lived together peacefully, more or less. There were no conflicts. One reason behind it can be that most of the land was empty. There were very few settlements on the land, and the population was very little in the area. Now we fast forward to the year 1915. World War I began. The British, French, and Arab revolutionaries were fighting the Ottoman Empire.